No! I can fix him!
Yo.
Yeah.
What's up? What you doing?
Nothing, I'm with my friend.
You dog come see you?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Can I bring my friend though?
Who your friend?
He be right here.
Put him in the camera.
Yep.
She said you valid.
Alright, y'all trying to like drink?
Yeah, I'm down for whatever.
Alright, I'm gonna let you know when you pull up, alright?
Alright, I'll text you to my Addy.
But I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not.
Everywhere you go, you're an anomaly. You're the original anomaly. And all this time, I have been the only one holding it all together.
Miguel, go easy on him!
You don't belong here. You never did. Has no idea what he's doing!
And I'm about to do this. Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
War isn't a game, girl.
That's funny. Soldier 76 said the same thing.
You spend your second chance at life walking a lonely road. No one cares, monk. Someone always cares. You must simply seek them out. I shouldn't be surprised you took his side.
You never gave me much choice. Wanna know what Martina's been up to?
Not interested.
That's not what my tracker says.
Are you ever tempted to contact your wife?
No.
Afraid she would try to kill you?
I'd be surprised if she didn't.
Your body seems to be adapting well to the changes, Gabriel.
This is what you call well.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Tonight's video is going to be about, and I'm trying to think of the title. I think it's going to be Fuckboy Problems. Or, this might be added into it, do men that do women dirty, do they feel bad? Or do fuckboys ever feel remorse from the women that they did bad in the past? Now, me, myself, I have never been a F-boy. Now, I've done some F-boy stuff in the past during my first couple of months in the military, the Navy, when I was in Hawaii. Because I remember there was a couple women that I was doing the romantic stuff, bringing flowers, listening to their problems, talking to them. And it wasn't an ulterior motive of trying to get into their pants. I felt like they needed that from me, whether they seemed sad or they needed somebody to talk to. Now, the thing that I noticed was the guys that was running through women, that was And these wasn't friends of mine, but these were associates that I would happen to be in the same group, or either I was friends with somebody that was friends with them. And I would notice that the women would tend to go for these types of guys. And I understand now more. Not from what women would say. And these was both white women, black women, Hispanic women, all of them did this particular thing. Now, I do think white women get out of it a little bit earlier. Maybe they come out of this phase in their early 20s or mid 20s. Then they will maybe settle for a guy that's more stable emotionally, being there financially to a degree. And it was disheartening for a while until I traveled out, and then I started getting that same type of reception that those guys was getting. And in my case, I didn't feel the need to try to run through women, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking it. I was definitely thinking it. Now, the things that I did do was there was some women that I came across that they gave me 304 vibes, but they did seem like they were interested in me, but I wasn't sure of the reason why. Was it because I was in the military, or either they was trying to nail any dude down? Because I do think you get a certain type of status when you are in the military, basically a target on your back. But those women, instead of telling them that maybe, I'm not really interested, or either you're coming on too strong, because it was this one girl, I think she was a mix of Filipino and Filipino and Puerto Rican, or Asian and Puerto. She was a mix, but she wasn't Filipino fully. She was mixed with something, because I remember she told me. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank. I cannot remember exactly what she was mixed with. And this woman I did like, but she came on too strong after we had hooked up, and she was calling my command and just popping up places. And instead of me doing the thing, which I was young at the time, I didn't know how to tell her, like, hey, I like you, but you are coming on a bit too strong. You're freaking me out. So just chill, and I'll definitely see you after I'm done. Instead, I did the ghost thing. And that was the thing that I did early in some of my relationships. I did not tell them forthright if they came on too strong, where if this could work or not. So it was a failure to communicate, was my early stages of doing that particular thing. And I'm pretty sure I got karma for that. But all the other ones, I tried to be a good guy. I tried to be there for them. And I just noticed that whether it lasted for a couple of months or a couple of years or even got married, it still seemed like they desire a certain type of dude. And this is why, if I even get a whiff that a woman likes this particular type of guy, I will stay far away. But I have a video here by a creator called Night Talk. Made a confession and he was accountable for the things that he did in his past.
Y'all do not know how long I have been waiting to have these conversations with y'all, man. Bruh, cause real talk, of course it's promo, man, but I've had the book and the inspiration behind this book in the clip for so long, and it's so many things that I want to get my thoughts on that I know peeps will relate to, bruh. The struggle, the journey, the transformation or whatnot. So, let's get it. But yeah, some of y'all may know that I just recently went public with my book, Fed Up, inspired by my career as a Border Patrol agent, bro. Throughout my entire career, I was treated like shit, which led me to a really dark place. And instead of doing something stupid and illegal, I chose to write to make myself feel better, and it turned into this book, which is called Fed Up, because I was fed up. But from this book, bro, you talking about a transformation, bro. You talking about a transformation, dog. It's hard for me to put into words how bad and how dark of a place I was in from the gig, man, when I totally just, cut off, and I was like, man, fuck this gig. I'm only gonna do what's most convenient for me, where I was, risking losing my job at certain times because I didn't give two fucks. I was, breaking the policy. I was breaking policies, breaking laws, doing things I wasn't supposed to. And that was just related to fucking work. But, when I felt like my hands were tied and I felt like I was in quicksand, sinking because I was stuck at a profession that I did not enjoy one bit. But it's one thing to who only the lucky motherfuckers get to actually enjoy what the hell it is that they do, right? Most people go clock in, clock out, get a check, go home. You feel me? But I had set myself up in this particular profession to find a purpose, bro. I said in a recent video, I didn't post it here, man, but my initial goal was to eventually finagle my way into enforcing child pedophilia, pornography, sex trafficking, and all that. That was my focus, man. But when I realized my situation and how mobility was not an option for me, and I was stuck like fuck. I couldn't transfer out. I couldn't do nothing because all other agencies that require you to take a polygraph, bro. I was only fortunate to even get hired from the Border Patrol because when I got picked up, they didn't polygraph. So that was my way in. And then through there, I could have, just worked on a little task force, little units here where we work alongside other law enforcement agencies or whatnot. That was my way out to do some shit that I fucking wanted, bro. And like I said in the previous video, man, I prepared myself. Y'all got the story. I ain't trying to beat a dead horse with that, man. But when it was all said and done, I realized the position I was in, and I couldn't just quit. I made way too much money, and I already had a quality of life or whatnot, and I felt stuck like fuck. I went dark, bro. I didn't have no purpose, had no motivation, had no ambition. I felt defeated. I felt like a fucking bitch, bro. Back then, I was so confident in my hatred for my position, but really it was just me playing victim. You know what I'm saying? It was some whole shit, but I hadn't realized it yet. I hadn't realized what I had the ability to do. I was in a whole different frequency back then when I was living inside of a fucking box, outside of a bubble, not realizing the potential that I had, right? Which is a separate video, man. This particular video is for those fellas, those women, but mainly those fellas who need assistance in acknowledging your demons, bro. Acknowledging your vices. Acknowledging the things that are holding you back. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was fucked up, feeling hopeless and feeling stuck, and I was like, fuck, I'm here. I'm going to try to enjoy myself as best I can, given my fucking circumstances, bro. So I would clock in Every night, I leave to work at 8 p.m. Hour drive out to work. You know, shift starts at like 10. Work 8.5, 9 hours, drive back, get home around 8:30 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So it was fucking hell at work. Sleep a few hours. But it was the weekends that gave me life. You know what I mean? It was the weekends that gave me life because my vice was women. And I tell you, that I was just, work all fucking night. Outside of work, I facilitated everything that made it easier for me to get women, which was mainly just living in the fucking gym. Right? I was dieting, right? I was dieting clean as fuck, working out 5-6 times a week, twice a fucking day. Just to go out every fucking weekend and destroy myself. You know what I mean? Binge drinking out at all odd hours of the night. But I was a vampire any fucking way because I worked nights. So I was up all the goddamn time, bro. But it was a time where I was just lost in the sauce. And I was out here on my city boy, fuck boy shit. Not giving a fuck about any woman. Looking at women as just a tool. Looking at women as not people, looking at women as just a way to stroke my ego, make me feel better about the position that I was in. It was a break from reality where I essentially got, the acknowledgement and the attention I was looking for when I was out in the streets. In addition to the fact that, I'm not a stranger when it comes to going out and kicking and hollering at bitches. Women have never been a difficult thing for me, bro. But when I hit a low spot, dog, I just threw myself face first into all that shit, man. Not giving a fuck about who I hurt, not giving a fuck about, what I did, not giving a fuck about my safety, not giving a fuck about, how I'm looking, not giving a fuck about my reputation, not giving a fuck about how certain people around me make me look, not giving a fuck about, what I was doing as far as, drugs and drinking and driving drunk and all types of shit, bro. Right? Because I was looking for a fix. I was looking for some relief from the hellhole I was in at work, bro. And my vice was fucking women, dog. It was women. It wasn't even women. It was my ego, my necessity to feel better about myself, right? Some insecure ass shit. Because at the end of the day, that's what the fuck it was, bro. I'd have to ask people that was around me at this point, bro. But I know where my mind was back then. You feel me? And I don't think that I would give off narcissistic energy, but I knew who I was and how confident I was as far as the dating game and, pulling women and shit. I wasn't a dickhead. I wasn't an asshole. You know what I'm saying? I knew what the fuck I was doing, bro. But at the end goal was, just to be out here doing what makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? Doing what give me my fix. You know what I'm saying? Just using fucking women. You know what I'm saying? Placed me in a bunch of compromising situations. I hurt a lot of people in the fucking process, dog. But my life was already off the rails as far as my career is concerned, bro. Because a man with no purpose is a lost motherfucker, bro. And I had no purpose at that point. So I was lost. And my purpose was on the pussy, which was the absolutely worst thing to goddamn do, bro.
Wow. Well, at least he was honest. Now, I will have to say, buddy, those are narcissistic traits. I don't think a lot of people are full-on narcissists, but I do think a lot of people have narcissistic traits. See, because people throw around these two words the most: narcissist and empath. And it's rare when somebody is one or the other. I think most people are a combination of both. And depending on what you feed your soul with, or the things that you do in your life, you can become more of one or the other. Okay? Yeah, I just had to clear that out right there. Now, he was first talking about, well, I wasn't going to add that first part with his border patrol job, but I do think that plays a part to why he was taking out that frustration on the women that he was coming across. And this is how I believe a lot of things go on. I believe that there are men that go out there, they use and abuse women. Then those women go out and use and abuse men, not any men. Like, okay, his type of man is almost like the source code. Starts there, then she goes out and she does dirty. Those guys, that's not really her type. That's lame to her. That's boring. Those guys that does not excite her. Well, especially in the US. I do think it's a US thing, particularly with this. I believe when you travel out, and I do believe most women go on how you make them feel. So whether it's status, who you are, oh, he's from America, or he's a singer, or I do think a lot of times you move women by kind of like what you do to a certain degree. And if it is a part of you, I guess a lot of times men just take it for what it is. But at the same time, a lot of women get used to dealing with certain types of men, or they're conditioned and somewhat told with what my recent videos that I did. The creators say that women are kind of brainwashed into picking Chaz and Tyrones or thugs. Okay, to a degree, yes, women usually go for. But at the same time, you're supposed to be able to think for yourself. And you don't automatically supposed to go for the same type of guy. Now, this is where I let these guys off the hook. When the woman keeps picking the same type of man. Yes, he's buff. Yes, he has some money. Yes, he has some confidence because he don't give a fuck what people think, or he does what he wants to do. If you keep choosing that type of guy and keep thinking that you can,
No! I can fix him!
it's amazing how many women fall for that trap. Now, men do fall for a similar type of trap, which I used to definitely fall for. And I have to always guard myself for not falling for it again, is to save her until I realize she don't want to be saved. And I can understand why men fall for this particular thing, because a woman may be beautiful and she may act bitchy. And that's the thing too. When I look at all of my girlfriends, now women that I might have hooked up with, that's a little different. But with women that I was in actual relationships with, or I talked to and got to know for a few months, all of them have similar personalities but different in a way. One woman was a little bit more bitchy, but at the same time she could be generous and giving and fun. Then there was another woman that was more calm and collected. Okay, now sometimes she could be a little sneaky because I guess she's scared to reveal certain things to me. And then, of course, is the party girl, or there's the woman that's always in a situation. Thing is, none of those women was always the same type of woman. So each one I had to learn a different lesson from. Most of the women that I see most of the women that I see, the men that they pick the same type of men. The same type of men. Usually assholes, or guys just because they tall, or they got a good job, or they playing in the NBA or something. And maybe their personality is a little different, but it's similar how I'll see women go for rappers or gangbangers. those are basically the same type of dude that you keep going for. So while this dude is at least admitting the wrongs that he did, and that's the thing, he's not one of those dudes, but he moved like those dudes when he was off the job.
You know what I'm saying? And the more time and energy and money I'm wasting on some shit that don't fucking matter at the end of the day, it's pulling me farther away from even me finding the potential to get my life back on track, to find something that gives me some type of real utility, something real to focus on. Right? And any man can relate to this shit, bro, regardless of where you are, where you fall along the spectrum of, you know, a man with no purpose being fucking lost, dog. That is a dangerous place to be. That is a dangerous place to be, bro. And it was extremely dangerous for me, dog. And, you know, didn't get anything done, just wasting time, bro. You know what I mean? Like, luckily, I had an epiphany at a certain point and snapped my way out of it. But had that not happened, I'd probably still be fucking wasting time, bro. Because, I mean, I know plenty of bros my age now still out here wasting time chasing whores. And it does nothing. It's fucking self-sabotage, right? This is really where my Jose Headaches phrase came from, bro. Like, way back when, dog. You know what I'm saying? But really, who was really the fucking hoe, bro? It was me.
Wow. Not too many men will admit that. And most men will say a man can't be a 304. And I will say, yes, he can. It is different than the case of the woman, only because, okay, I always look at it like this. A key's supposed to go into the lock and open up the door. You can use the key as much as you want. Now, of course, over time, maybe the key may wear and tear. So while the key has a more of a threshold of being able to go into the lock, if you're constantly using it, especially if you're using it in the wrong lock, you can break the key off. Now, the woman is like the house. Are you going to let everybody into your house eating the food, freeloading, that type of thing? That's how I separate it to a degree, but because we're human beings and not houses and keys, I look at it with the energy thing. If you are a man constantly sleeping with multiple women, especially low quality women, because there's no way if you're sleeping with a bunch of women and they're all high quality, they're either going to be bottom feeders, they're going to be, they would be women that you would not want to be seen in public with, in so many words. I'm trying not to be real mean right now. So you should be a little bit more selective of the women that you are laying with. And not just that, I do think it's a energy exchange. So that is why a lot of times I will watch P, because otherwise the other alternative, unless if I'm in a relationship, is to be doing a bunch of randoms. So try not to go down that path. And as for the abstinence thing, I'm not trying to get either impotent or either, what's that other thing? Get cancer down there. But anyway, that's another conversation. Okay, that's another conversation. Anyway, with what he's saying, see, this is how, if you're a man doing this, you're damaging the women and you're also damaging yourself to a degree. It's just that I think with men, it's more of an after effect. Like, we don't wake up in the morning kind of like, oh, I can't believe I slept with this one. Well, some of us will. If we go really deep diving in the trash. But otherwise, after you go through a bunch of women, you haven't built anything with them. Well, you haven't found one to build with, or either to have a relationship with, even a friendship with. You'd be like, what is I'm doing? I'm like wasting my life away, and it's not going anywhere. Now, of course, if you're at the beginning of just doing it, or either it's been a long time since you have been able to get your rocks off, you're not going to understand what I'm saying. But after going through quite a few of them, eventually you're going to feel a little differently about this. And most of the men that I know that be going through women, eventually they want to settle down. The only thing though, if you got used to running through women, can you really? Well, I think you can, but you have to take a real break from doing this particular thing, because it's like a vice, a drug, like a cigarette or something. You're going to reach for it when you are in need, or either somebody's going to call you right at the moment that you're kind of like, you know what, I can take a hit right now. So let me continue.
I was being a hoe, headache to my fucking self. And you are who you attract. And not to say every bitch I was fucking with was a hoe. You know what I mean? But I treated them all like hoes, bro, because it was only good to me for fucking one reason. I'm not about to be out here giving these hoes my actual attention and my time, bro. I'm gonna get what I need to fucking get the hell on. You know what I'm saying? Which is just fucking me up in the process, fucking my head up in the process, man, and wasting my motherfucking time, wasting my energy, and taking away opportunities for me to put a plan in order to fix my situation. You know what I'm saying? And that's the message I'm trying to convey in this video, bro. That is what really shifted the trajectory in my life, is when I was able to take a step back, take a deep breath, realize my situation, realize that the deeper hole I was digging myself in voluntarily outside of the position I was with at work, right? But just to make matters worse, I'm gonna go out here and just keep acting like this, right? Playing victim, you know what I'm saying? Embracing this egotistical ass fuckboy type of time that I was on, which does nothing for me. And then at the same time, like, and I had conversations with my mama about this, bro, because it's kind of personal, man, but it is what it is, dog. Like, if you can benefit from this, or, you know, get some type of benefit from the information I'm giving, that's what this is for, bro. Because I use my father as a cope too, because my father wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? My father wasn't shit, and I only know a peanut of the type of things that my father did anyway. But I would use that as a cope, because I was like, man, well, maybe it's just in my blood to move this way, right? Using that as the reason to just continue doing the fuck shit I was damn doing, bro. And my mom, I know she was so disappointed in me, man. She was like, you really gonna do that? I said, you really gonna do that, bro? But I was just so lost in, you know, trying to, you know, come up with all types of reasons to continue on this stupid ass rampage that I was on, bro. It took me, you know, a while to get the fuck up out of that and grow the fuck up and realize what the hell I was doing, and to realize that there's no reason, there's nothing that has that amount of control over you. You're in control of your actions. You're in control of everything you do. You're in control of every situation you place yourself in. Matter of fact, you're really in control of the position you're in at work. You just haven't realized that you are capable of fixing that for yourself, right? But I'm so stuck on this bullshit over here that it's got my world upside down, man. You know what I'm saying? So, self-awareness, self-reflection, being honest with yourself, talking to yourself, having a conversation about yourself, looking at everything going on in the world around you. You know what I'm saying? Being honest with yourself about why things are the way that they are, not blaming others, and doing what you need to do to place yourself in the best position to be successful, bro. Right? You know, that's what I did, bro. And from that epiphany I had a dream or something. I had a dream, bro, and that really like turned on the lights for me when I realized I'm just wasting time, wasting money, wasting energy, right, bro? Like you're like, how the fuck you gonna sit here and cry about, whine about you knowing that you're too good for the job that you're in, you too smart for the job that you're in, you know, the things you have to offer, you getting looked over, but you out here in these streets acting like a whole fucking retard. Like, how does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you need to fix this in order to even try to approach what's going on at fucking work. You feel me? And I started from the ground up, and that provided me so much clarity about everything and pointed me and shot me off in the right direction, where everything else stemmed from that. From that point where I was able to take a snapshot of everything going on and why my life is the way the fuck it is and why I'm doing the things that I'm goddamn doing and all the time I'm fucking wasting, bro. I swear if I probably wasted like 10 years doing some bullshit, bro. Them 10 years I'll never get back. I'd be that much more successful. I'd be that much more of whatever the fuck I'm doing, which is a blessing and a curse, bro. Because if I know if my YouTube had popped off before I was ready for it to have popped off, I wouldn't have been able to sustain this shit, bro. I was already living like a rock star working for the fucking Border Patrol. I was living like a fucking rock star, dog. You know what I'm saying? With my little check I got out here doing the most, thinking I'm Jimi Hendrix out this bitch, right? Me and my boys talk about that shit, bro. It's like, bro, could you imagine you having this now, like notoriety and attention and clout and money, and you being the way I would have smoked myself out, bro. So it took, you know what I'm saying, them downfalls and them drawbacks to give me perspective to go about life the way that I am now, and making the right decisions and you know, setting an example and actually being a fucking role model and really talking about it and being about it. You feel me? It just took some reality talk with myself. And that's what I want to put out there, bro. It's like, you got to be honest with yourself, bro. You got to figure out your weaknesses, what you're doing wrong, so you can right those wrongs and start on the right path to get yourself out of whatever fucking situation it is, bro. Because you can do it. I know y'all hear this shit all the fucking time, bro, but it is what it is. Like, I'm living proof that you got so many other examples of living proof of motherfuckers taking their life over and not allowing anybody to get in their way and not coming up with excuses and reasons of why you're not getting what you need to fucking get. You go out there and fucking get it, bro. But it starts here, where you got it, where you check yourself, figure out your downfalls, figure out your weaknesses, figure out your drawbacks, improve this motherfucker so you can take the hell off.
Noted. I credit him for being vulnerable, being accountable, and pointing out that even if you make mistakes like that, or if you are in a career that you are not feeling, that you can right the ship and get your life on course. I did a video about, does your past matter and can people change? Now on there, which I do stand by that, your past does matter, but people can change. And it's up to the people that you have wronged in your life if they want to forgive you. They don't have to. Now, I do think you need to forgive people not for them, but for yourself. Otherwise, you keep this deep-seated resentment. And I know about that because I'm one of those people that I can hold a grudge if someone did me dirty. I did find a balance, though, that I don't need to keep a grudge, but don't have to forget it, which I won't forget anyway. I keep a record in my head of the good and the bad that people have done toward me, or people that I know, people I care about. And I measure from there. So if you are one of those guys, Chaz and Tyrone Stuggs, yeah, you can change and be a better person. And this is the thing that I believe these types of men, the light bulb will go like, okay, we generally joke with women that they are on the carousel and they have their fun and then they hit epiphany when they get 30 or late 20s to try to change and be a better person. But men, not all men now, but there is a group of men that go through a similar type of thing. And usually those are the men that's having fun with those women, that's rotating those women, that has a harem of women, 5, 6, talking to 5, 6, 10 different women. Those are the type of men. And it's hard for them to stop that until they get 30. Actually, I think most of the time it may take them to mid 30 to 40 to eventually stop that particular thing. As far as the career stuff go, yes, that can take men till 30, 40 plus to find themselves, to find out what they are good at, to find their career path. Most of those people that start off early in the 20s, they have a good starting spot. They already have parents that even if they wasn't rich, they gave them a good foundation of education and opportunities. So when you're starting at the bottom, you're going to make mistakes. So I'm not saying with your past mattering that you are not allowed to make mistakes and correct them. Now, I do draw a line in the sand. It depends on what you have done, especially with hurting people. I understand men and women both hurt each other. Still depends on what you have done. And it depends on if I will trust you with the women I'm talking to, what they did with the last man that they was with. And this is one big difference that I notice with men and women. And women, you need to be better here, because I will notice most men, like myself, when my marriage dissolved, the first person I looked at was myself. I know where I failed at or where I could have been better. But I bet my ex-wife felt like she was perfect. She did no wrong. Now, I do think with the podcast and with the things that I was talking about, because I noticed a change with her, but I'm not sure if it was a change that, oh, I really did that, I was bad in that type of way, or it was a thing of, oh, I hope he doesn't say my name type of thing, which there's no reason for me to ever do that. And besides, I'm shielding my daughter. So, but I will use her as an example of how certain women do certain things, and with some of the other women in my past that I've come across. And as for me, yeah, I know I was imperfect. I know I could have been better there, but I would hope that, well, especially expect the next woman, if I ever get serious with again, that she can look at herself and say, you know what? I was wrong doing that. I was wrong flirting in front of you. I was wrong talking to you crazy in public. I was wrong putting my hands on you. That type of stuff there. I rarely hear women acknowledge they are on that thing of what I deserve. Not all women, but is pumped out there. What I deserve, self-love, living my best life. But there's no accountability. And until women get that accountability thing, that may be part of the reason why you feel bad. Because deep down, on some stuff, maybe you are not deserving, or you did somebody wrong. So I ask everybody that has watched the video to this point, Look at yourself and where you could have been better in your past relationships, barring if the person was a real demon or devil. But I do think in most cases, both of you was at fault in different ways. So give me a like and subscribe, and have a good night.
Previously on Commando. John's daughter got kidnapped, and he was at the mall trying to get some help from Ray Dawn Chong, but she called security on him. Snitch Dawn Chong. John was pissed. Don't be looking at me. Top Flight Security pulled up. What are you doing here, sir? These guards are making $8.50 an hour with no health insurance, and they need health insurance immediately. This guy needs a coffin, because he dead. One of the kidnappers, Sully, tried to get away, but first he had to make a phone call and get some life insurance. Too late, body slammed in a phone booth. Never seen that before. It was a Top Flight emergency. Guards coming in from other malls. Top Flight dead. Then Pablo Escobar showed up. Previously on the series finale of Narcos. Sully thought he was getting away. Think again. Double fist. Double dead. Ray came running out the mall. I'm sorry I snitched on you. Please don't leave me. John made Sully crash. Then he picked his ass up and held him over a cliff.
Remember when I used to be the guy?
Man, I cannot understand you.
I lied.
What?
Dollar bills, keep you falling from me. I love the way it feels, boss. Some money, dropping on my money. Drop some money on a so yummy, yeah. Drinking, right at buy the things I like. More, buy, stopping in my ass tonight. Some money, dropping on my money.